big wiener like I do? If you do, you need this Grand National. lsnasty.com, Justin Swan from 69.com. Every dollar you spend gets you entered to win. You have a big wiener like I do? Come on, boy. That can be you. It's Monday. Let's get it, boys. Worked all day Sunday, so really it's like Tuesday. We're getting Slick Rick ready to go to some ass this weekend. We have some absolute amazing discoveries, which I want to show you guys. So like, come on, let's talk about it. We've been fast with Slick Rick. Some people are calling me the 60-foot daddy. We got motion in the 60-foot. Do you agree, CJ?
I agree.
I mean, I'm not gonna say we got like one of the hardest 60-foot in turbo cars this side of the Mississippi, but I think we do.
That's a fair statement.
I mean, dude, we go 118 60-foot like it's no one else's business. What the hell's been going on with Slick Rick? This happened here. If you guys didn't check out my live feed, your mom's a hoe. But look at this valve spring. This is one of the rare like 7-piece valve spring. Come on, get over here, CJ. Come on, don't be scared. Look at that valve spring right there. Look at this retainer, all jacked up. So if you guys don't know how this works, these are valve springs. This is like the daddy version of an LS valve spring. The retainer obviously retains it, and then you have some locks. I don't know if I have some locks out here. The locks go in there and they hold the valve up, the head of the valve, right? So when you break a valve spring, there's a number of things that can happen. Worst case Ontario is that it drops the valve, and what happens is the spring, right? See, the inner is broken as well as the outer, right? So the height of the spring now shortens, right? So now it drops down. Then when your rocker arm pushes down, it doesn't hit the valve and it hits the retainer, okay? And then it pushes the retainer down. And the only thing that keeps the locks in place is the tension of the retainer up. It's kind of like, you ever put those shelves together for your mom where it's like got that tube and it's got the plastic pieces and they're kind of like a cone? You know what I'm talking about, don't you? And you gotta like set it down on it and the weight of it locks it. But if you pull it up, the plastic pieces fall. Same thing with this. I must be living right. I got no complaints. You ain't gonna hear me bitch about nothing because it didn't drop the valve. Not to say that it won't drop the valve this weekend. I guess at any point in time, if it's breaking valve springs, it could drop a valve. But at least through last week and this week, we're living right. We put a new set of valve springs on there. So Scott was up here yesterday. It was supposed to be a very quick 2-3 hour, let's swap valve springs, and then we found a number of issues. We actually went live on YouTube, so if you guys haven't seen that, it's probably posted as yesterday's video, but I highly recommend you check out our lives because they are straight fire. Would you agree they're fire?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's one thing that we did with Slick Rick. Some carnage, some serious carnage. I mean, this is no joke. This is not good.
Show them what Scott was showing us with the spring, how the fit, they were just sliding in and out.
You could tell these are just clapped, right? Well, some of them are. See, they're not supposed to slide in and out that easy. As it gets weaker, it gets fatter in the tension. See, I like they coil, one coils this way and one coils that way. It's to cancel out harmonics, so they are supposed to rub one another, but when they get wore out, it definitely takes a toll on it. A couple things else I want to talk about. LSM, they make some badass tools. This is the head-on valve spring removal tool. This is badass. My man Sheldon over at T&D absolutely hooked it up. T&D makes the world's best rock arms. We're running the T&D billet steel rock arms on this unit here. So we got a new set of valve springs on there. We pulled the intake off. We found some chunks of valve spring kind of laying in the cylinder head. It's got an oil filter on it, so it should catch it. But after we're going to run this week. We're supposed to test Thursday, but it's going to rain Thursday, so it doesn't look like we're going to get any testing Thursday. We're going to shake down and race probably Friday, and then the shootout is Saturday. They got $20,000 shootout at Darlington on Saturday. The plan is obviously to go out there and win it. We've been making bar angle changes. We got the rear end right. We got to put the weight back on the car. We riveted the floor back in the car. We noticed some things on the data log that was kind of odd. So when we originally built the car, obviously a huge turbo, you got to spool it. We had a CO2 line that runs right here, okay? This is on the bottom side of the blow-off valve. So the top side gets the vacuum reference. So whenever the manifold sees boost, it puts that same amount of boost on top of it, so the boost coming out of the turbo doesn't push the blow-off valve open. That makes sense, right? It's like 1 to 1. You know, if you have 10 pounds on this side and 10 pounds on that side, it can't push it open. If you have 5 pounds here and 10 pounds here, it's going to obviously push it open. So what we would do is, when you go to spool it, right? This was like the original strategy. You pump CO2 on the bottom, it pushes the blow-off valve open. There's no load on the turbo now. There's no back pressure. It's just free spooling. So shaft speed would increase. Then when you shut it, it's like you're kind of getting a run at it. Now with the shaft speeds already up and running, when you close it, now it starts making boost. Didn't really need it. It makes boost just fine with our launch strategy, so we don't use it. Why is this important? So it was running off of this MAC valve, right? Now, if you guys remember, so this is actually the line that went up to it right here. As you see, I made my own plug because I was just gonna plug it. But then Scott made a very good point. Our CO2 boost control does not go off of a MAC valve, it goes off of a HOLLEY bullet valve. We run 2 separate CO2 bottles in the car, not by choice, by necessity. We run 2 separate CO2 bottles because a MAC valve has a working pressure of like 125 to 150 PSI. Anything over than that, it can't regulate it and it bypasses it. In the car, the shifter runs off a MAC valve and the parachute handle runs off a MAC valve, and the air launchers in the back, it's just an air cylinder. It sees, you know, they really want to be at 120 PSI. I think I run like 140, just a little bit more. I had to run more dome pressure, right? So we needed to go over 100. And the MAC valve wouldn't get us there. The bullet valves have a working pressure of 220 PSI. So now we have a split system. We have one bottle that runs just the blow-off valves. Sorry, we have one system that runs just the MAC valves, or so I thought, because I'm an idiot, and that's set at 220 off the regulator. And then everything else is set at 140 or 130 or 125, I don't know exactly. What I forgot was this was in line to the MAC valve, in line to the HOLLEY bullet valves for our CO2 boost control. So this guy was sitting right here, right? As you see, I made a little cap. And what happened is we kept getting these readings as it go down track that the blow-off valve was opening. We couldn't get it to make more boost. So we're like, well, why is that? Why is that? I go, well, I should cap this. So after I made this plug, I'm cooling it off. I'm running it underwater. Just aluminum, I welded it. Probably shouldn't put it underwater, but I don't give a shit. And Scott goes, well, hey, what's this rated for? Because didn't you say that the other ones weren't rated for 220 PSI? And I'm like, yeah, they're not. Oh shit, I forgot this was in line. So this whole time we've been running the car, whenever the bullet valves are pulsing, because it's like it feeds in, it vents out, and it feeds more, and it regulates, sounds like a typewriter, it's causing this to open because this can't handle that amount of CO2 pressure. I know, is this confusing? Does this make sense to you or no?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Are you lost?
No, I get it.
So we needed to delete this because we don't use it. So all it was doing is as we're going down track and as this is regulating, it's pulsing CO2 into the bottom of the blow-off valve, opening the blow-off valve. I mean, it's opening 3%. And the way the boost works, you could have the smallest boost leak. It's substantial. You cannot have any boost leaks. So we were able to hopefully see a change. Now, I don't think, I don't know. I don't know if this will affect our launch strategy or anything like that. But it's definitely a change. So whenever you make a change, you have to see what it affects. We don't know what it will affect. So we've done a lot of work, and I think we've definitely made some strides to head in the right direction. And what do you think? This is a big find, don't you think?
What?
This is a big find.
Yeah. I need to say something.
Oh, are you going to talk about your camera work?
Yeah. If any of y'all on this fucking channel got something to say
it
about
with
my
your chest.
camera.
Why you say
Why
so
whispering?
quiet? Why you
whispering?
quiet?
Hold on,
He's like,
because I don't know if I can cuss or
Yeah,
not.
you
Like,
can cuss.
sometimes you
You-
be
no,
like,
you
oh,
can-
you can't.
No, not in the first like minute. Let him hear it. Say what you got to say. Get it off your chest, big boy.
Y'all are all
shit.
assholes. Y'all are all assholes. Y'all wish y'all could record with that camera.
Why were you recording your feet half the time?
What do you mean?
You were like, you'd be filming and then you'd like go like this, and then you'd be like,
Oh,
walking
because
and-
like, they fucking do the burnout and then they back up and then, you know, everybody's like, oh, let me get in front of the motherfucker that's holding the camera. Let me walk and bend down right in front of him with my phone. So I fucking put it down, move out the way, and get a better angle.
Well, I appreciate you filming. Do you have respect for Dave filming at the track?
Oh, yeah.
Because Dave puts in work.
Yeah, he does.
Dave do be putting in work.
He definitely does.
CJ be putting in work too.
It's not an easy job.
Why don't you film?
You didn't ask
Nobody
me to.
would. Nobody
No one
would.
asked me to.
Well, I mean, CJ films more than you do.
These motherfuckers, no.
I also got there late. I didn't get there till
Yeah, no, you did. Well, he was like mid race filming.
Yeah, he was already in the zone.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We put everything back on. We put fresh oil in there. I got to refill the transmission full of transmission fluid. We got to rehang the weight, and then we're gonna cut a hole in the front bumper and put this on there because we're to the point now where we just want more boost. So we're gonna mold this to the front bumper, so it'll be like that. I think that'll look pretty cool, don't you think?
Yeah, it'll look
This
good.
is bigger than I wanted though. I was going to cut out the license plate, like where the factory license plate would go in the F body, but this is kind of big. But they say this is worth.
Well, you can still mount that behind
And we could just
the
trim
bumper,
it, yeah.
and then just trim out the bumper of what you need.
And then just rivet this to it. You can already see where it's.
Rivet or mold, like fiberglass it to the back of it so you don't have rivets in the front.
Yeah.
I don't know, just cleaner look.
Yeah. So, all right, well, I think that pretty much sums up what we got going on. We found some discoveries on this. We went live, it was pretty good. We changed the oil. I got to figure out this like vacuum leak thing. I got to call TurboSmart and see. Now that we're not running this, is this supposed to be open as a vent? Or, like, there's no way that this could be the vacuum leak because one, it's in front of the throttle body.
We had a boost leak on the throttle body too.
We had, oh yeah, and we had a boost leak on the throttle body. It knocked the O-ring out of where the throttle body bolts to the actual manifold. So I took that off, put the O-ring back in there, some gray RTV, and put that on. Shout out to Permatex. Permatex is the reason why we go fast. And yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. I really want to do a video on the bar angle and shit, talking about the bar, but I don't know how I want to do it where I don't just, like, I have ADD, right? So I just talk, like, I'll be talking about this and then my brain goes off on another tangent, but the bar angle in this thing is crazy, dude. It should not work. It's set up for like a slick car. And when I change the bar angle, I don't think y'all appreciate how much shit we are changing. But it seems to, I mean, we're heading in the right direction. The car drives great, so I'm all about it. But yeah, that's what we got going on here. How's the shop look? I tried to clean it up some yesterday.
Good.
Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. All right.
Alright, I mean,
I'm out of here. We're ending this video. I'm gonna go back doing invoicing. If you guys aren't working storm work for me, you're a loser. Hurricane season right around the corner. Paid. Ant, you make some money this past week?
oh yeah.
What do you have to say to people that aren't doing storm work? They're just missing out.
Yeah.
Me and Ant
Ain't
been
doing
knocking down
storm
some
work.
bread lately.
As long as you can drive and
Communicate
have
over.
a hitch.
Communicate over text.
Yeah.
No.
Hurricane season though, like I'll say this. Hurricanes come around, people making $10,000, $15,000 checks.
Fuel
We call
paid
that the
for.
race car fund. We go and work a storm, someone comes back, get a $15,000 check, they got lift kit on their truck, new turbo on their race car, new tires on their trailer, ready to go out there and crack some skulls. If you guys are interested in doing storm work, hit me up, johndocrecovery@gmail.com. No, don't quit your job. No, it's not a full-time gig. It's the best side hustle out there. So hit me up, johndocrecovery@gmail.com. We'll disperse you to the guys and we'll put some money in your pocket.